G'day people and welcome to sickz's Unreal Tournament weapon tutorial. Today's weapon of choice is the Flak Cannon. It's everyone's favourite weapon these days, the Flak Cannon. Well, it suits the game because the game's a lot about the flak and the rockets due to the fact that they're weapons that are very easy to use. A lot of people misuse the flak. They don't use it to its full capabilities. Why? Because generally what they do is they'll stand at a distance and just fire it and hope for a kill. Whereas, if mastered correctly, the Flak Cannon can be a very lethal weapon. How so? I generally like to get up close to the flak. Because if you can get close enough and you've got a semi-decent aim, then you're going to do a lot more damage than not. So what I usually tend to do is I'll come close to them. I usually get up close, fire, 1, 2, dead. So it's more of a sure kill. Now, don't get me wrong, spraying the Flak Cannons is very, very good, but in certain situations. Situation I like to spray my Flak Cannon is when I'm trying to get away from an opponent. So if an opponent is chasing me, I'll run backwards, do a few slides, and fire a few secondary balls and a few little primary Flak Cannon shots. Because what that does is it makes your opponent chasing you be very wary of how much he wants to really attack, how hard he wants to go. So let's find an opponent to give you a brief indication. I want this guy to chase me. He's not going to chase me because he's a bot. Okay, we'll give another example. Get up close. Bang, there you go. Now, another way to use the Flak Cannon is you got the secondary fire. The secondary fire is a really good weapon to use. Why? Because if it hits, it does a shitload of damage. It's also very good for situations, again, when you're trying to run away from your opponent. A lot of people don't like to get very close to a person using the flak because of the secondary fire. Now, I've seen a lot of noobs, aka new players, get up close and try and fire the Flak Cannon like that. It doesn't work. It does not work when you try and fire the flak when the guy is like 2 centimeters away from you. Best way to use a secondary fire is to have a little bit of distance, fire it in a general direction, and hope that it hits. That was very nice. Okay, let's get another Flak Cannon. Alrighty. Okay. So in situations like this, you see a player is running away. You want to hit him, obviously, and kill him. Now, rather than getting up close, because he's running away from you, he's not going to stand still and let you get close to him. What you do in situations like that is you fire a few bullets in the direction you think that they're going to be running to. So what they do is, if they're running straight, you fire it a bit to the right, and what that does is it makes them walk straight into it. So as you can see, as I'm running, I'm just turning my back and I'm firing a few secondary fireballs. What that tells them is it tells them that, hey, I know you're there, and if you're going to keep attacking me hard, you're going to walk into one of my flak balls. Or whatever they call them. Flak shards, flak balls, whatever. You guys get the picture. Get away from them, fire a few secondary shots. Also predict where you think they're going to land or walk, because a prediction shot goes a long way. It can really define or get you back into the game at times when you're completely out of a game. So I like to do a 1-2 combo. Usually what I do is I throw a secondary ball, finish them off with the primary.
Double kill.
So especially in maps like this, you don't have to be on point with your shots every time. But there's only X amount of ways players can go in part of the map. So I know he's in that general direction there, so I fire there. Usually it hits, or it does some sort of damage. A lot of people, new players to the game, what they'll do is they'll see a player from there and they'll just fire it like this, and it doesn't work. A good player can defend that. But if you, do a 1-2 combo, so a secondary, then a primary to top it off, so not enough space. Alright, so that way there, general direction. You'll see me firing a lot more secondary flak balls than primary if it's a free-for-all deathmatch game. Because it's free-for-all. There's going to be plays almost in every angle. But when I'm close, you'll always see me firing. Oh, I'm dead. The Flak Cannon's a lot more lethal, guys, when you're doing damage up close. If you guys can, just get a bit of kills to get your confidence up to come close to a player with the Flak Cannon, then you're going to improve. It's going to make you a better player, a lot better. I've seen players that have been playing this game for a long time and they make the same mistakes and they never ever change the way they play. Therefore, they've always kept at their skill level. Whereas I've seen players that can adapt, that change the way they play, that make full use of each weapon. And when you make full use of each weapon, obviously it's going to make you a better player. You're not one-dimensional. You're not easy to get away from. See that? Even the bot knows that if I'm close, he's going to try and hit me rather than run away. I mean, never run away from a situation where your opponent is right next to you. I'd actually be more scared of a player with a Flak Cannon, up close than a sniper rifle or a shock rifle for that instance. Because, I mean, like I said, the Flak Cannon is going to do a lot more damage when you're close. So if you come in situations where you're trying to come close to your opponent and he's just running away from you, like I said, fire a few secondary shots, make him run in a general direction you need him to run. They'll either do that, kill themselves trying to run away from you, or you're going to get very lucky and get the kill. Oh shit. What was it? Flak Cannon.
Killing spree. Shredded. Butchered.
Okay. Okay guys, if you got any more questions about the Flak Cannon, please do not hesitate to ask. I'm more than happy. I'm just going to make it nice and simple. I'm not going to tell you the history of the gun. I'm not going to tell you how good the gun is, or, you know, whatever you guys want to hear. I'm just going to tell you how to use the gun. And believe me, if you do it, practice the way I'm telling you to use it, you will become a better player. Thanks guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode of sickz's Unreal Tournament Weapon Tutorials.